In this video, I will take you to a short journey into the realm of Neptune, the most elusive, mysterious and confusing planet in the chart. Neptune, together with Jupiter, rules the Pisces sign, which, as a dual sign, is all about contradictions and ambivalence. The symbol is two fish trying to swim into opposite directions, which is made impossible, for they are connected with a cord. There are always two sides, two possibilities, two ways, two possible outcomes, and they are all contradictory. In terms of speed, the planet Neptune stays in each sign for approximately 14 years and takes 165 years to circle around the zodiac. It goes retrograde once a year for more than 5 months. To understand what Neptune is all about, it is interesting to have a look at some of the events at the time in which it was discovered, which was in 1846. In art, the Romanticism movement, which was fashionable in the first half of the 19th century, slowly gave way to the new movement of Realism. The 5 I's of Romanticism had been imagination, intuition, individuality, idealism, and inspiration. The Realist movement was a reaction to Romanticism and strongly in favor of depictions of real life. The Realist painters used common laborers and ordinary people in ordinary surroundings engaged in real activities as subjects for their works to draw attention to the many hardships of life. On the 30th of September 1846, William Morton, a dentist from New England, administers ether to Eben Frost, a music teacher from Boston, for a dental extraction, thus performing the very first anesthesia. During the 1840s, the use of daguerreotypes became popular, the first publicly available photographic process. To make the image, the photographer had to polish a sheet of silver-plated copper to a mirror finish and treated it with fumes that made its surface light-sensitive. This was also the heyday of spiritualism and death cult. Since the churchyards in the big cities were already overcrowded, impressive cemeteries were built, giant cities of the dead. The British fought against the Chinese in the Opium Wars, which arose from China's attempts to suppress the opium trade. British traders had been illegally exporting opium mainly from India to China since the 18th century, but that trade grew dramatically. The resulting widespread addiction in China was causing serious social and economic disruption there. The placement of Neptune in a chart indicates our capacity for longing and idealization. Deep down in us lies a need to merge with another person, an ideal, a state of dreamy sensual delight and ecstasy. This can come to us in various forms. We can be devoted to a cause, a partner, or a family member, find great joy in helping others, in art or travels. Or we can get lost by misusing drugs, becoming the victim of self-deception, or running out empty from getting manipulated by other persons or circumstances. And, often enough, we might experience both extremes, which is exactly why Neptune's realm is so very, very foggy, murky, and mysterious. Now, let's explore the reasons for this particular brand of Neptunian yearning and why disappointment and de-idealization can drain us out of all our energy, but can also be a kick for us to let go of unrealistic demands and expectations. Neptune, the god of the ocean depths, can show himself in various guises. He can reveal himself to us as a wise, good sorcerer and show us the way to spheres of lustful abandonment. We might want to withdraw from boring everyday life in order to give undisturbed free rein to our dreams and to merge with other kinder, more glamorous worlds. We long for a sense of life that is supposed to be refined, beautiful and kind, like a soft gentle cloud or an enchanted forest in which we can play hide and seek. The whole of unfulfilled longings can be huge. So, the seductive side of Neptune is all about the urge to lose oneself in another state of consciousness, be it higher or lower, an urge to escape all limitations, for example, material existence, compulsions, duties, personality, ego, and so forth. A longing for perfect connection and identification with something outside ourselves, the universe, the cosmos, with God, with an ideal, with paradise, a relationship, a passion. Neptune can be all about glamour, easy fame, worship, idealization, illusion, and dreaming. But Neptune can also draw us into its black depths as a poisonous green witch-like figure. After unmasking the illusions he has previously deluded us into believing, we feel seemingly at the mercy of boundless disappointment, accompanied by deep suffering and a sense of agonizing emptiness. The hole is open again, the longing even greater than before, and in my everyday counseling work, I very often encounter typical Neptune problems, and the tendency is seemingly increasing. Of course, every therapist and astrologer attracts those clients who suit them with those problems they can best identify with. The expectations of these clients are typically Neptunian, both unclear and idealistically high. As a counselor, you clearly feel the hopelessness of the clients and the pressure not to disappoint them even further. The following problems are typical: disorientation, where in life, in the relationship, in the job, is one still fit for everyday life? Addiction and searching, losing oneself in addictions and dreams, chasing unrealistic fantasies? Experiencing oneself as a victim of lies, deceit and exploitation. Why does one put up with this? Neptune crises are often accompanied by a weakened immune system, fatigue, exhaustion, the feeling that everything is too much. Breaking free from addictive structures requires a lot of courage to endure the pain of disappointment that was previously covered up and numbed by the addiction. But only through awareness, acceptance, and living through the feelings can this pain of disappointment slowly heal. Neptune is both deception and disappointment, which is a bitter pill. So what remains afterwards is, it's always painful to admit for us that we were deceived, lost ourselves, and now need to come to terms with this. This is a brave step, but always rewarded by the gentle, invigorating side of Neptune. A hope for consolation, new inspiration, finding new niches in which we can express ourselves creatively and imaginatively. Let's summarize. Neptune is all about a longing to free oneself from material restraints, the deep yearning to merge into another state of consciousness, escape from restrictions, responsibilities, and limitations, a need to totally connect and identify with something or someone which one does not find inside of oneself, to find paradise, fantasy, dreaming, spiritual outlook, being permeable for ideas, inspirations, visions, sublimation, of suffering into creativity, altruism, and inspiration. How can we deal with Neptune in our chart? So I've made a list which you can check whether this applies to you or not. When do I experience abandonment? Is it painful, joyful, or a mixed experience? When do I lose the sense for boundaries? When do I feel really inspired in my very own cocoon of fantasy and joy? When do I feel compassionate? When do I need compassion? How do I deal with disappointment and disillusionment? When do I feel a strong longing? What addictions do I have? How do I cope with them? When am I cut off from the world or from my own feelings? Am I easily impressed? Do I tend to idolize others? When do I feel so numb and weak that I can't be bothered at all? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you'd like to book a reading, go on my website, Martin Sebastian Moritz Psychological Astrology. If you want to learn more about Neptune, you can find a webinar recording on Neptune in my shop, in which I dig much deeper into this fascinating topic.